Hi everybody, welcome back to Mando Lessons. My name's Baron Collins Hill, and today I'm going to be talking about the 5 most common major keys that mandolinists are usually asked to play in. So this is going to be really helpful if maybe you just got a mandolin and you're thinking like, oh, I know there's a bunch of keys, I don't know which ones I'm going to be playing in the most. I'm going to try to help you answer that question for you. This is going to be a 2-part video, or there's going to be 2 videos in this series because I'm going to do another one on the minor keys. But today we're just talking about major keys, and rather than sitting down and saying, okay, I got to learn to play in C and C sharp and D and E flat and E and F sharp, G, A flat, etc. That's a lot, and a lot of those keys you're not going to be asked to play in, so it doesn't make sense as a beginner mandolin player to learn them all necessarily unless you're super excited about that idea. And if you want to just get to playing with other people, which is a great way to learn, then these are going to be the keys. First up, we have the key of G. Now this is a key that you're going to spend a lot of time playing in, whether you're playing bluegrass, Irish music, folk music. A lot of traditional music uses the key of G. I'll go over the 3 chords you're most likely to find in the key of G. That's the 1, 4, and 5 chord. So that's going to be G, if you just count on your fingers, G, A, B, C, D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, G, A, B, C, D, G, C, D. You can do that with any key that I'm going to be talking about today and find your 1, 4, and 5 chords. They're going to be major, and it's going to sound like this. So here's G, open, open, 2, 3. Your 4 chord is C major, open, 2, 3, open. And D major is 2, open, open, 2. So you can play around with those. And your scale for G major is going to be this. Open G string, 2nd fret, 4th fret, 5th fret, open D string, 2nd fret, 4th fret, 5th fret. Now starting with that G, we're going to go 5, open on the A, 2, 3, and then we're going to do that same pattern starting on the A string. 5 on the A, open E, 2, 3. So that's 2 octaves of the G scale. So you can play around with that, play around with those chords, and that is the key of G. Next up, we have the key of D. This is another key that you're going to run into all the time in a bunch of different kinds of music. Again, whether it's bluegrass, Irish music, old-time music, singer-songwriter stuff. Very important key to know. Our 3 big chords, 1, 4, 5, is D. We already know that chord. It's 2, open, open, 2. G is open, 2, 3, open. Open, open, 2, 3. We've already played that chord, and the 5 chord is A major. I like to use this bar chord. I have a whole lesson on bar chords on my website for free. It's going to be 2, 2 with the same pointer finger kind of barring across the strings, and then 4 and 5. You can also use these fingers. 2, 2, 4, 5 is your 5 chord in the key of D. And our scale, start on that open D string, and you're going to use the same pattern as the G scale. So open, 2, 4, 5, next string, open, 2, 4, 5. And then you can take it from there, and you're going to run out of strings, but 5, open, 2, 3, 5. You can go down a little, open, 6, 4, 2, open, 2, 4, 6, open. Play around with that scale and that key and those 1, 4, 5 chords and get a little familiar with those. The 3rd most popular key that I find myself playing in anyway, again, whether it's old-time, bluegrass, Irish, is the key of A major. So our 1 chord is going to be A. We've already figured that chord. 2 chord is going to be D. We've already talked about that chord. And our 1 chord is A, 4 chord is D, 5 chord is going to be E major. For an open E major, I really like this chord, which is 1, 2, 2, open. There's lots of different ways to play all these chords, but that's a nice kind of open ringing A chord that I like a lot. E chord. And our A scale, let's start on that open A string, and we're going to use the same pattern we did for the last 2, G and D. It's going to be open, 2, 4, 5, open, 2, 4, 5. And then from there we can go down off of that A string to open, 6, 4, 2, open, 6, 4, 2. And back back up. So again, play around. You can follow your ears, just think about Do, Re, Mi, that song that most people know anyway. And that can help you out if you hit a wrong note and your ears will pick it up. Just, correct it from there. All right, we've done G major, D major, and A major with scales and chords. And one thing to kind of keep in mind if you want a quick little dive into music theory, if this goes over your head, no problem. But for anyone who's thinking about music theory at this point, interestingly, you have these keys as open strings on your instrument, and also the directionality of the keys has been going sharper and sharper. And what I mean by that is in the key of G, all the notes are natural: G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, except for that F sharp, G. And then when you get to the key of D, you have two sharps: D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. So we're adding a sharp when we go to D. We add another sharp when we go to A with A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. Now the next two and final two keys that I'm going to talk about today are going to get flatter. So we're going to take that F sharp out of our G scale and start on the C note, and that is going to give you the C major scale. So C, let's use this C on the, let's go over the chords first actually, because that's the way I've been doing it. C chord, we already know, open, 2, 3, open. Our 4 chord is going to be F. I like to just move that shape towards the G and D strings, and you get 2, 3, open, and then I don't hit the high E string. So I leave that E string out, we have 2, 3, open. So C, F is our 4 chord, and G major is our 5. 1, 4, 5, 1. And our scale, we're gonna start on that C and use the upper octave of our G scale finger positions and go 5, open on the D, 2, 3, 5 on the D, open A, 2, 3. And then we can keep going up from there. We have 3, 5, open, 1. I can't sing that high. 1, 3, 5, open, 1, 3, 5. 7 with your pinky, and then you can slide up 1 to get that high C. And there's your C major scale. Last but not least, we have the key of F. I didn't run into a lot of tunes in the key of F for quite a while in my playing, so I would say this one is a little less common than the other 4 that I've talked about, but there is a great repertoire of F tunes out there, and even some tunes in B flat if you want a bonus key, a 6th key. But I'm only going to go through F here for the sake of brevity, because you can always find examples of tunes that are in weird keys, so it's nice to know them all, but if you got to start somewhere. So these are the top 5, and last in line is F, but maybe my favorite key for a lot of sort of sonic reasons. It's a very beautiful, kind of mellow sounding key to my ears. So let's see, with F, let's do these chords. There's lots of different choices, but our 1 chord is F, that 2, 3, open, and then B flat is your 4 chord. That's going to be your A shape, just up 1 fret, 3, 3, 5, 6, and then your 5 chord is C major. And back to F. So we have F, B flat, C, back to F. And your F scale is going to start on this F 3rd fret on the D string. It's going to go 3, 5, open, 1. And then it's going to repeat that on the A string. 3 on the A, 5, open on the E, 1. From there you can keep going up. 1, 1. From there you can keep going up. 1, 3, 5, 6. And then let's go back down. 6, 5, 3, 1. 1, open, 5, 3, 1, open, 5, 3. And from there we can go down. 3, 2, open, 5, 3, 2, open, 2, 3, 5, open, 2, 3. And that is the key of F. All right, so that's a lot of keys and scales and chords that I just threw at you. The important thing to do is start wherever you are and just slowly build on. So if you don't know any scales and any chords, learn that first G scale and chords set, and then, just play around with it. You can noodle around, you can find tunes. I have tons of tunes on my website that you can search and filter by key. So you could say, okay, I'll learn a couple G tunes. If you already know G, but you're struggling with D, same process. Learn the chords, learn the scale, and then work on some tunes for my website. Again, it's all free, just waiting to get learned over there. In any case, those are sort of my top 5 keys that I run into on any given day. I would love to hear what yours are. And also, if you're interested in a further kind of deep dive into some of this idea of like what it really takes to become a kind of competent musician who's like kind of ready for anything in a social setting, in a variety of different styles, and kind of know what to expect, I have a course called the Comprehensive Mandolin, and it's like 6 or so hours long. There's gonna be links in the description. I go over everything you need to know, a lot of like the social etiquette of like, what's the difference between a bluegrass and an Irish jam, and like, what keys am I gonna need to play in, and all that sort of stuff. I also have a whole section in there on learning by ear and a 10-step process for really training our ears to listen better and sort of translate that onto your fingers. If you're interested, you can check it out. There's all the info you need. Link in the description. Thanks so much for watching today, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.